A grandfather defendant of shooting a textile boss in Solo, sentenced to 12 years in prison. Following the coverage, Lucas Jayati, the defendant who shot the textile boss on Jalan Mangan City Gilingan Banjarsari, was recently sentenced to 12 years in prison in a trial at the Surakarta District Court. The former owner of the ladies' motorcycle dealer was charged with premeditated murder, because he deliberately shot the Toyota Alphard car that Mrs. Indriati was traveling in. On December 2, 2020, Cahio explained that several considerations in the charges were burdensome because the defendant did not admit his actions. In addition, continued Kasipidum, the defendant was also judged not to feel guilty in the case. Textile import corruption of Rp 1.6 trillion, judge accepts prosecutor's appeal. Following the coverage, the DKI Jakarta High Court granted the appeal of the public prosecutor, JPU, against one of the defendants in the textile import corruption case, named Irianto. Irianto is a commissioner of PT Fleming's Indo Batam and a director of PT Peter Garmindo Prima. He is one of the defendants in a textile smuggling corruption case involving a number of Batam customs officials. In the first instance court, Irianto was found guilty by the court and sentenced to 3 years in prison. Production of PPE to masks, Pan Brothers aims for 282 billion Indonesian rupiahs. Following the coverage, the large market demand for personal protective equipment, PPE, along with the high rate of the spread of the coronavirus, has prompted PT Pan Brothers Tbk, PBRX, to increase its business activities to produce PPE and cloth masks. This additional business activity is projected to provide additional revenue of up to $19.5 million equivalent to Rp. 282 billion, exchange rate of Rp. 14,500 per USD, by the end of 2021. This information was conveyed by the company in its brief prospectus in Jakarta. Factory asked to stop night shift during emergency PPKM. Following the coverage, the Regent of Klaten, Sri Mulyani, asked the industrial sector to follow the rules for the implementation of emergency community activity restrictions, PPKM. Sri asked the company to arrange new working hours during emergency PPKM. The Regent on Tuesday, July 13, 2021, night visited a number of factory locations. Among them PT. Makanan Jaya Brilliant, PT. JJ Glove Indo, PT. Hermosa Garment International, and PT. Surya Blessing Indonesia. These factories are mainly engaged in the garment sector. Indonesia towards tsunami wave 2 layoffs. Following the coverage, some business circles have given signals about the threat of the second wave of layoffs that occurred in the explosion of COVID-19 cases in mid-2021. Even the phenomenon of salary cuts is unavoidable experienced by workers. If the emergency PPKM is really extended, it will be a dilemma for entrepreneurs, especially MSMEs. Some are able to survive with very thin cash flow, but there is a possibility of rationalizing by laying off employees, even at the most extreme closing their businesses. However, all will return to the resilience of each business sector.